Writing copy the morning she left felt off. No smile. No goodbye hug like before. She packed fast, avoiding my eyes. Said she'd call once she landed. Her voice was flat, like she'd rehearsed every word before speaking. I told her to be safe. She said, "It's just work, Ethan." Then she was gone, leaving the house too quiet. Day one, she texted me good morning, sent a picture of the hotel lobby. I replied, told her Lily missed her already. She heart-reacted, then nothing. Day two, silence. My messages sat unread for hours. I called once. Straight to voicemail. When she finally called back, she said she was networking. Laughed it off, said she met some new hires. I wanted to believe her, so I did. That night, Lily asked when Mommy would call to sing happy birthday. I said, "Tomorrow, sweetheart, Mommy promised." Baked cupcakes, wore paper crowns. The iPad was ready at 6 sharp. Rachel never called. At 6:15, she texted. "Something came up. I'll call later." Lily's face fell. She tried to smile, said, "It's okay, Daddy." I told her Mommy was busy helping people. It felt like a lie. Later that night, Rachel called. Her voice slurred slightly, like she'd been drinking. She said, "Sorry, babe. Some coworkers dropped by. It's a career thing." A career thing that mattered more than her daughter's birthday. I stayed calm, said goodnight. After the call, Lily asked if Mommy forgot her cupcake. I said no. But maybe she did. When Rachel came home days later, Lily ran to her. Rachel hugged her tight, too tight, like she was overcompensating. Then I saw it. A faint purple mark on her neck. She noticed my stare, brushed her hair over it, said, "Oh, a bug bite. Vegas mosquitoes are brutal." I didn't respond, just nodded. That night she wore a turtleneck in July, said she was cold. The AC was set to 74. Her hands trembled when she poured tea. She talked too much about meetings, traffic, networking dinners. I let her talk. Every word sounded like a cover story. When she kissed me goodnight, it was quick, distant. No warmth, just obligation. I slept in the guest room, not because I was angry. Because I didn't trust what I felt. Trust needs honesty, and all I saw were lies and a turtleneck. Next morning, she acted normal. Made breakfast. Hummed like everything was fine. I sat with my coffee, watching her hair hide the mark. She smiled too wide, moved too fast. That kind of cheer only comes from guilt. She didn't ask why I slept in the guest room. She didn't have to. We both knew. From that day, something between us shifted. Her silence became louder than any confession. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because sometimes the quiet is the best way to hear the truth. Magic edit control K text. Writing copy the days after she came home felt strange. Rachel tried too hard to act normal. She cleaned the house, laughed at nothing, and over-explained every move. It was like living with an actress who forgot her script halfway through. I didn't push her. I just watched. Every lie eventually reveals itself if you stay quiet long enough. At breakfast, she scrolled her phone like she was hiding from it. Her thumb moved fast, her smile fake. When I looked up, she flipped the screen down. "Just checking work emails," she said too quickly. I nodded. Sure, work emails at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. That evening, I checked her social media, nothing suspicious on her page. But the tags told a different story. Coworkers had posted photos from the Vegas trip, group shots. Drinks. Laughter. And in every single picture, one man kept showing up. A young guy, maybe 23, tall, confident, always right next to Rachel. His name was Jake Turner. I remembered Rachel mentioning him once. Said he was an intern she was mentoring. The photos, he wasn't acting like a student. He had his arm over her chair, leaned in too close. One picture showed them at a dinner table, sharing a laugh. Another at a pool party, his hand on her waist. They looked too comfortable. I checked timestamps. The pool photo was taken the same night Rachel skipped Lily's birthday call. That hit me harder than anything. While my daughter sat in her party hat, waiting to sing with her mom, Rachel was laughing under neon lights, dancing with someone who wasn't her husband. My stomach turned, but I stayed calm. I wasn't going to accuse her without proof. I knew how she operated. If I confronted her too early, she'd twist the story, make me the villain. So I saved the posts, screenshots, timestamps, everything. The next morning, I tested her, asked casually, "How was Vegas? You have fun." She smiled, too bright. "Busy. Long days, you know." "Who's that intern, Jake? He seems popular." Her smile froze for half a second, then she laughed. "He's just a kid, clingy but harmless." I sipped my coffee. "Harmless, got it." She changed the subject fast, started talking about groceries like distraction could erase guilt. That night, she came to bed late, her phone glued to her hand. I pretended to sleep, watched her typing. The light from the screen reflected on her face, and for a moment I saw the same look she gave when she lied as a teenager. Guilt. Fear. Pretending to be calm. She placed her phone face down on the nightstand, slipped under the blanket without a word. I closed my eyes, pretending to dream. But I wasn't sleeping. I was memorizing every detail, every pattern, every tremor in her voice. Because the truth wasn't hidden far. It was right there in her silence, waiting for me to dig it out. Magic edit control K-text. Writing copy, I decided to stop guessing and start knowing. No yelling. No drama, just facts. I waited until Rachel left for work and opened our shared laptop. It was synced to her cloud, the same one she used for travel. Most people forget about automatic uploads. She did too. The gallery started loading. Photos from the Vegas trip appeared one by one, hotel hallways, group dinners, drinks by the pool, and then a short 5-second video, blurry, shaky, filmed from inside her suite. 2 voices. Hers and Jake's. He was laughing. She whispered, "SHH, you're being loud." Chest tightened. That tone wasn't friendly, it was intimate. Familiar. I didn't download it right away. Just closed the screen. That night, I couldn't look at her the same. She smiled like nothing had happened. I smiled back, pretending to believe her act. After she went upstairs, I sat in the kitchen, planning. I needed more than emotion. I needed evidence. I called the hotel the next morning. Told them I was Rachel's assistant checking expense reports. The first clerk refused to share details. So I waited an hour and called again using a different voice. Asked for the billing department. They emailed me the receipt. 3 room service orders, each for 2 guests. One of them placed the same night she skipped Lily's birthday call. My hands shook holding that printout. But I didn't get angry. Anger clouds the mind. I needed clarity. The next move came easy. I told Rachel I'd take her car for an oil change. She handed me the keys without hesitation. While waiting at the shop, I checked the car's CarPlay history. It still had her sync trip data from Vegas. 3 addresses popped up: a steakhouse, a spa resort, a winery 30 minutes out of town, none of them listed on her company's itinerary. I took photos of every screen. Now I had proof that networking was more than business. When she got home, I said nothing. She wore another turtleneck. Another excuse. I just nodded, asked if she wanted dinner. She said she wasn't hungry. That night, I sat awake thinking about every little lie, the fake smiles, the sudden secrecy. It wasn't just betrayal. It was performance. She had rehearsed this version of herself for weeks, and I'd watched it unfold like a play I never agreed to attend. The next morning, I made breakfast for both of us. I told her I might take some time off work. She looked nervous. "Why? Is something wrong?" I said maybe I needed a break. Maybe a change. Her hands tightened on her coffee mug. She smiled, but her eyes flickered with fear. That's when I knew the truth was close. I just had to wait for her to reveal it herself. Magic edit control K-text. Writing copy, I decided to let her talk first. The truth always slips when liars feel safe. So I changed my strategy. That morning, I acted calm, made breakfast, played music, smiled. Rachel looked confused, maybe relieved. She thought I had moved on. I told her maybe we should start over. Her eyes widened. "Start over?" "Yeah," I said. "We've been off lately. I miss when we were honest." She hesitated, then smiled faintly. "I'd like that." "Good, that's what I needed her to say." I told her we could rebuild by being transparent. She nodded, unsure. I added, "We can even go through our phones together just to clear the air." She froze, blinking fast, pretending not to hear me. Then came her practice speech. "That's toxic, Ethan. Relationships need trust, not surveillance." I smiled. "You're right. Forget I said it." Her shoulders dropped in relief. If her hands were clean, she wouldn't fear the soap. That evening, we sat in the living room. She watched TV, pretending to laugh at jokes she didn't hear. I pretended to check emails. Then I said, "Did you back up your phone lately?" She looked up, suspicious. "Why?" I shrugged. "Read about an app that recovers deleted messages. Might be useful." Her knee started bouncing under the blanket. 5 minutes later, she said she needed to check something upstairs. She took her phone with her, of course. When she came back down, her smile was stretched too wide. She asked what I wanted for dinner like nothing happened. That's when I knew she'd been deleting things. People don't protect what they aren't hiding. Later that night, she finally cracked. While we were putting dishes away, she sighed. "I feel like I haven't been myself lately. Here it comes. Vegas was overwhelming," she said. "There was drinking, pressure, late nights." I stayed quiet. Let her build her story. The guy I was mentoring, Jake, he got a little flirty. I should have shut it down. Her voice trembled, searching for sympathy. "But nothing happened," she added quickly. "It just made me realize how disconnected we've been." I nodded slowly. "So you didn't do anything with him?" She blinked hard. "No, just bad judgment." I said, calm, cold. Her shoulders relaxed, thinking she'd survived the storm. Then I dropped it. "So that steakhouse dinner, was that part of his mentorship too?" Her mouth opened, closed, then opened again. She stammered. It was a team dinner. The company site said the banquet was at the hotel that night, I replied softly. Her face drained of color, she tried to shift blame. Why are you looking into this? You're making it toxic. I smiled. No, Rachel, I'm just done pretending. She went silent, then angry, but I didn't raise my voice, because now I wasn't searching for the truth. I had already found it. I was just watching her run out of lies. Magic edit control K text. Writing copy the next morning, the house felt heavier. Rachel barely spoke. Her eyes darted, searching for safety. She thought my silence meant forgiveness. It didn't. It meant calculation. I wasn't angry anymore, just precise. While she played the part of the guilty wife, I was already building my case. Every message, every receipt, every photo, all saved, labeled, printed. I backed up her files to a hidden drive, the video from the hotel's suite, the room service receipts, the CarPlay locations. Everything had timestamps. I even logged her absences, school pickups she missed, calls she ignored. If this became war, I wanted to win clean. That day, I called my lawyer, Mark Daniels. He'd helped me before with a work dispute, sharp guy, no nonsense. I told him, I think my wife been unfaithful. I want custody of my daughter. He asked for evidence. I said, plenty. Told me to stay calm, stay home, document everything, never move out. Never lose composure, so I did exactly that. I went on with life like nothing changed, made dinner. Played with Lily. Rachel seemed confused by my calm. She asked, are we okay? I smiled. We're getting there. She thought the storm had passed. Meanwhile, I was sending an anonymous email to her company's HR&O emotion. Just facts, subject line, unprofessional conduct during corporate retreat. Attached, screenshots, video, timestamps. I cited company policy, referenced their code of conduct. No lies, only truth. 48 hours later, Rachel came home pale. Works weird, she said. They called me in for a compliance review. I raised an eyebrow. That sounds serious, she forced a laugh. Probably routine. I nodded. Sure, routine. She didn't know the truth was already circling her. I left one printed hotel receipt on my desk by accident on purpose. She saw it. Pretended she didn't. Her breathing hitched for half a second. She waited for me to explode. But I didn't. I poured coffee, kissed Lily on the head. That calm terrified her more than shouting ever could. Guilt thrives in silence. At night, I could hear her tossing, whispering to herself. I slept soundly, the way honest men do. My lawyer emailed the next morning. He was drafting custody papers, starting the formal process. He said the evidence was solid. Rachel's job status would weaken her position in court. Everything was moving exactly as planned. No revenge. No drama. Just justice, quiet and methodical. I didn't need her confession anymore. Her actions had confessed for her. I just had to keep walking straight while her world collapsed behind me. And for once, I didn't feel broken. I felt prepared. Magic edit control K text. Writing copy. She came home early that Friday. The sound of her car in the driveway was sharp, panicked. I checked the clock. Barely 1 p.m. when she walked in. Her eyes were red. Her hands shook as she dropped her bag. I got fired, she said, voice breaking. I didn't flinch. Why? They said I violated company policy, that I crossed professional lines. Her laugh came out bitter, trembling. I can't believe they actually did it. I nodded slowly. Corporate always protects their image. She stared at me like she was trying to read my thoughts. Did you tell them? She asked. I met her gaze. Does it matter? Her face twisted, a mix of fear and rage. You ruined everything, she screamed. Glass hit the floor, shattering by her feet. You wanted me to suffer. You wanted me to lose everything. I stayed calm. No, Rachel, you did that yourself. That broke her. She sank to the floor, sobbing, clutching her head. For a moment, I almost felt pity. Almost. Then I said the words I'd prepared for weeks. I talked to my lawyer. Custody, assets, everything's in motion. Her head snapped up. You're divorcing me? I gave you space to tell the truth. You chose to lie. She didn't reply, just sat there surrounded by glass and guilt. That night, the house was silent again. Lily slept soundly, unaware of the storm outside her room. I watched her breathe and promised she'd never feel that pain again. The legal process moved fast. Mark filed the papers, attached every piece of proof, the video, the receipts, the timestamps. It wasn't a story, it was a timeline of betrayal. When the court hearing came, Rachel looked exhausted, her eyes hollow, her hands trembling. She tried to explain. Said it was stress, misunderstanding, pressure. The judge didn't buy it. I got full custody. She was granted limited visits, no overnights. When the ruling was read, she broke down. I didn't look at her. Because closure isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just quiet relief. Afterwards, she tried to speak to me in the hallway. Can we talk? She whispered. I said, you stopped being able to talk to me the moment you chose him. Then I walked away. Weeks passed. Rachel moved in with her parents, jobless and silent. Her mother called once to apologize for her daughter. I told her it wasn't her fault. I wasn't angry anymore. Just finished. Lily laughed more now. No more waiting by the iPad for calls that never came. No more tears before bed. Our home felt lighter, peaceful. Every morning I made breakfast and packed her lunch. She'd hug me and say, "Daddy, today's a happy day." She was right. Because sometimes peace doesn't come from forgiveness. It comes from finally letting go of the lie. Magic edit control K text. Writing copy it. Been months since the divorce was finalized. The house feels different now. Quiet, steady, honest. No more pretending, no more tension in the air. Lily wakes up smiling every morning. She eats breakfast while humming songs I don't know. Her laughter fills the spaces that used to echo with silence. I don't talk about Rachel much. When Lily asks, I tell her simple truths. Mom made mistakes. We're safe now. She nods, content, already moving on. Sometimes I catch myself remembering the old days. The way Rachel used to smile before everything fell apart. But then I remember the sleepless nights, the lies, the doubt. Peace costs something, and I paid it in full. Now I wake up early, make coffee, watch the sun rise. I fix what's broken, both at work and in life. I learned that revenge isn't victory. Control isn't power. The real strength is staying calm when the world burns around you. Rachel thought she was playing a game. She never realized I'd already built the board. And now, finally, I'm done playing. Magic edit control K text.